All right, yeah, like I said, going to be going ahead and do some Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup. It's a pretty fun game. I think it was released maybe back in like 2003, something around then. It's the only game that centered around this fictional sport. I'm going to be choosing the Nordic team
Congratulations. You can now
because they're the fastest team if you're going and doing the speed run. You'll see whenever I get into it, but essentially they have the shortest snitch catch speed, but we'll see that. I'll do a countdown in a second here because it'll start whenever I select this right here, the skill. All right, so ready to get this started in
You've
3,
chosen the Nordic
2,
team, and I
1.
congratulate you.
All right, so this run is 16 games, back to back to back to back. Each game is 2 phases. You've got this starting phase where you're really just passing the quaffle. If you were playing it just for fun, you'd also be scoring it, but that's not very quick. So we're just passing it, because as you can see at that top meter that has the 2 halves of the snitch, we're working to build that together, and then once that's together, we transition into the second phase, and that's when we're catching the snitch. And that one ends, obviously, whenever you catch that. That ends the game, if you're familiar at all with Quidditch from Harry Potter. Typically what you gotta do is you get 4 of these combos of 7 quaffle passes. And then once those are done, then you can pass it just 3 or 4 times without building a combo, and then that's when your meter will be fully built. I'm not doing that great on this first game here, so let's hope we can get it around. Yeah, like I said, this is the Nordic team stadium. It's very icy, very snowy, pretty fitting for the team. And once we get into the snitch phase in a little bit, and you'll see how quick it is compared to definitely some of the other stages. While this other stages sometimes look a lot cooler, they take quite a bit more time with the path.
I definitely remember playing this game as a kid.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Putting a lot of hours into it.
I think it was on like PlayStation 2, Xbox, GameCube, so like most people could have played it. This is technically the PC version. It's not an emulator. It was officially released on PC, but being as it was released back in the days of Windows XP, you have to do some weird workarounds. So anyways, you're going to see the snitch right here, and there it's caught. So you choose Nordic team because you're going to play at your home stadium 8 times during this. There's 8 other teams, so you're going to play each team once at your home and once at their home. So doing on that Nordic team saves quite a few seconds each game. One interesting thing, you don't actually see it because you can go through the menu before it actually pops up, is you have to make sure that the first time the menu comes up there, it'll just be like a continue, and then the second time, it automatically selects save and continue, and if you press A there, then it brings you to like the save screen, and that wastes a whole bunch of time. So you need to make sure you press right to select just continue, but you got to do it before it shows up. Sometimes I'll be careful and wait for it to pop up just to know I'm not going to that save and continue. I believe this is the English stadium. I didn't catch the team for sure, but definitely looks like the English stadium. It's a little castle kind of, which is pretty nice. Yeah, you're going to see all the stadiums for all the different national teams. My favorite, I'd say, is the Japanese one. It's really cool. I'll describe it more, I guess, whenever we get to it. The Spanish stadium is also really nice.
I think what I remember most from this game is that one of the team unlocks was catch the snitch and still lose.
Oh, yeah, so you win every single game in this. That's something I haven't mentioned. So this speedrun, you don't actually win. You don't, because the way they do standings in Quidditch isn't based on how many games you win. It's based on how many points you score overall in the tournament. And even though I win every single game 150 to nothing, the AI games that are generated in the background, they are scoring like 300 points. So there's going to be a few teams that score something like 300 points in like 2/3 of their games. So they're going to get more points than you, even though I'm winning every single game. If we had to actually get first place in this run, it would be a whole lot more of scoring the Quaffle right here, but also just have a lot more RNG involved because you wouldn't know for sure how much you have to score. So that's why we just have to like complete the 16 games instead of necessarily needing to win the tournament.
I think it just sounds like all the other teams are cheating.
I think so. That they rig the rules so that they can win, instead of letting the true champion who went 60-0 in game victories take home that trophy. So this is one of 2 modes in the game. The other mode is the Hogwarts Cup, which is, instead of facing other nations, it's just, you know, the 4 Hogwarts houses. And because you're playing one of those teams, it's actually only a 3-game mode, so it's really quick. Not really good for marathons. I mean, this game is already itself a little bit short compared to some other games that in this marathon and in others. But yeah, if I played the Hogwarts Cup, that would be done in like under 5 minutes, and that would just not be great for it. So that's why we definitely run World Cup. Now we're at the Australian stadium here. It looks really nice. It's like in the middle of the outback in like a canyon. Pretty nice. I'm not even sure if there are actual like canyons in Australia, but according to this game, there are.
And that's only in the magical part of Australia.
Mm-hmm. They made these cannons with their magic to hide from the muggles, or whatever they're trying to call them.
And there's a bit of lore we need to figure out. What do they call the muggles in Australia?
Yeah, I mean, they called them something different in America, like in the Fantastic Beasts films.
Yeah, they call them no-mages.
Right. So I don't know if it's something like, do they adopt the British word, or do they have a different thing they say? That's something I would like to say. No, but I don't think we'll be getting too much information on that ever. So one of the things is, all of these players on every single team actually do have names. Most of them are never seen again or seen before in anything else. Some of the team's players are mentioned in like the Goblet of Fire books and films, because that was the one where they went to the Quidditch World Cup. In this game is based on that year's Quidditch World Cup. It's based on the 1994 Quidditch World Cup. So when we get to face Bulgaria, it'll have Victor Crumb as their seeker. And then there's a few other players there that were mentioned in Goblet of Fire, whose names I can't really remember. They're ultimately not that important to the Harry Potter story. It's just Victor Crumb. Mentioning that though, a lot of the Australian names, they have a lot of like Aboriginal origins, which is a nice touch. They do all have names. They were made up for this game. However, most of them are mentioned again only in the Half-Blood Prince game on the Nintendo DS. There's a bunch of collectible cards that you get from like dueling or something in that game, and a lot of them are these Quidditch players that were in this 1994 Quidditch World Cup. It's just a weird touch that I've seen. I guess they wanted to reference back to a game that was already made, give these characters a reason to show up again.
Building their own canon, basically.
Exactly. Alright, so here's the Japanese stadium. It's really, really nice. Instead of having grass or stone on the bottom, it's a really, really big koi pond. That castle in the background you see is actually based on a real castle in Japan. I can't remember the name of it right now, but it was something like built in the 1300s, so that's not just like some stereotype.
Oh, is that Edo Castle?
No, I don't think it's Edo. I'd have to look it up again. I think it started with an H or something like that. Now, the stadium is weird levels. By levels, I mean like altitude almost. Like when you go in the middle of the field, you fly really far down, and then when you get up here to where you're supposed to score, you fly really far up. So that can actually mess it up, or just how you're passing and how you're trying to tackle people. So like right here, they start flying really far down. So if you don't catch them before they start flying down, it's tough to catch them back up.
I agree, Quate. We need to start a $5 train during this run. So let's get a $5 Quidditch train going.
I'd like to.
It's fitting for a Harry Potter, considering train is a major mode of transportation.
Oh yeah. You gotta take the Hogwarts Express. You get to fly around this beautiful stadium here. I should have caught the snitch there, but I think I pressed just a little bit too late. Right when it's out of my view. This is a really nice stadium. This is the last we'll see of it, though. This next time we'll face Japan. It'll be in my icy wasteland.
So Quate donates $5 and says $5 donation train. That's right. Who wants to board the Hogwarts Express?
Let's keep it going.
Tickets start at $5.
Now, while this is actually round 7, this is my 6th game. There's 9 teams, so just the way it kind of works out, you skip 2 rounds because you can't play every single round with 9 teams. You'll have 2 like off rounds where there's no game, so it ends up being game 16 on round number 18. That round 18/game 16 is always on the Bulgarian home stadium. They're kind of like the final boss. However, they're not any more difficult than any of the other teams. It's just kind of a lore thing. The Bulgarian national team is also the only team you have to unlock. You can't play them from the very beginning. You have to beat the World Cup mode before you can select them yourself.
We've got a celebrity in chat that has donated some money here. Professor Snape donates $5 and says, "How many Harry Potters does it take to screw in a light bulb?" Only one. He holds up the light bulb and expects the world to revolve around him. Very nice, Professor.
that is definitely something Professor Snape would say. We always get this aggressive whistle blowing from the referee to signal the end of the game. Love the effort. It's every single game. Sometimes it's a different referee, but always showing the same spot.
Stadium for today's game, and it's cold enough to freeze a regular's nose.
I definitely don't think I won this many games when I was playing it casually as a child.
This game was definitely, like, as a child, just something really fun to play, because it was like, whoa, I love watching Quidditch in the movies, I love reading, and now I get to play Quidditch. I never got to actually, like, play this against other people. You could on the console. I don't know how easy it is to set it up now on PC. I think they... Yeah, sorry, go on.
I'm kind of shocked that they've never made another game. Like, it just seems like it'd be such an obvious game to make.
I would have thought so as well. I think it's time for an HD remake. 20-year anniversary thing's coming up soon. They should do it. Oh, so we've got a different guy here as the referee, but still blowing that whistle with all of the effort in the world. Make sure it's so I'm just going to pause right here just a second. As you can see, 7-0 in game victories, but I'm in third on the standings because I'm only scoring 150 points a game. So we're at the American Stadium right here, which is slightly based off of a American football stadium, nice. And then it's also got these jack-o'-lanterns because it's also Halloween themed for some story reason. I guess this is around Halloween.
He's so strong in the tackle.
I'm kind of curious if they're going to handle Quidditch in the new Harry Potter game that's supposed to be coming out this year.
Oh, yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but it's going to be that, like, open world kind of thing, or it's going to be an RPG style, I think. I remember seeing the trailer. I'm very excited. Is it this year, or was it going to be early next year, I was thinking?
It might have gotten pushed to next year, now that I think about it. It might have been one of the victims of the pandemic.
Oh, yeah. So many. Actually, the Fantastic Beasts film is also a victim of the pandemic. It was supposed to come out either this November or December, but I think it got pushed back until next summer.
Although we did get some good news about HBO Max getting a bunch more movies. They pushed their schedule into 2022 for the free movies at home. So we might get the new Fantastic Beasts for free.
Ooh.
Yeah, that is a good point. We have a Fantastic Beast on a t-shirt that you can buy. We have Midna riding a panther, and all the proceeds from the t-shirt go to supporting the charity RAD, Rise Above the Disorder, providing money for people who would otherwise not be able to afford their mental health treatment. So you can give by buying a shirt, or you can give by typing !donate in chat. All of it's going to a wonderful cause, and we are grateful for every dollar that we get. Thank you guys so much for giving to an awesome cause.
Yeah, that's definitely a really great shirt. I think I'm gonna pick it up myself after this run. It looks really nice, and it's always good to commemorate something that I participate in and support a good cause.
Hello there! This is over to you, Arnold! Today's match comes to you from the
This is past the halfway mark. I believe this is game number 9. I think that was game number 8.
Goes in.
It'll definitely be interesting to see how they handle Quidditch in an RPG setting.
She manages to
They've got to include it. I think with all the content that they're going to have in it, there's got to be some form of Quidditch. And it'll be interesting to see if you're going to be forced to be the Seeker in all of the Harry Potter games. Because you're playing as Harry Potter, you have to be the Seeker, but it would be interesting if you can select that you want to be like a Chaser or a Keeper.
Yeah, I used to play on Second Life, had a Harry Potter sim, and we had a full-on Quidditch team, and I played beater on that team. So.
So I have a question. Since we're talking about the new Harry Potter, if Harry Potter is an RPG, and you have Quidditch, would it be QTE or Quidditch timed events?
Yes. Yeah, it has to be at this point. If not, they need to get on that.
That's a good thing to call it, yeah. So part of the kind of story in this game with the World Cup is that we see Harry and Oliver Wood at the end of every game going absolutely mad that the Nordic team has won another game. I think what it is that they got invited to the World Cup for winning the Hogwarts House Cup, so they get to travel all around the world to see, I guess, all of the games for clearly their favorite team, the Nordic team. You'd think it would be England, but apparently not.
I think it was the Nordic team in the books too, if I'm not mistaken, because of the dragons.
Ooh. So yeah, that was one of the challenges that he had to do. Actually, one interesting thing is that even though in the book Ireland is the team that won the Quidditch World Cup, they're not in this game. Like Fred and George Weasley like made a whole bunch of money off a bet for that. But they selected Ireland to win the finals, but Bulgaria would catch the snitch, and everyone was like making fun of it. Like, there's no way, the score 150 points on the snitch. There's no way that Bulgaria would catch the snitch but lose. But they made that bet and ended up happening against the odds, so they won a whole bunch of money. But yeah, just getting with that, Ireland's not in this game, even though in the canon they won this entire tournament. It's just one of those things. Bulgaria is in the game, of course, and they made the finals of it.
Well, clearly the devs were some of the people that bet against them.
That's right. They're still upset about that bet.
I mean,
oh, sorry.
how much do you think the team would get mad at you if you were the Seeker that caught the snitch when you were still going to lose?
Yes. Oh, totally. I think that story-wise, that's pretty interesting because it was Victor Crumb who was the one that would caught the snitch, even though they were behind by more than 150. So I think that plays into like the Victor Crumb selfish narrative, not so kind of thinking for himself. So I think that is why they did that, to paint more of what they want Victor Crumb to be. He's an interesting character, though.
Off the pass.
just gotta wonder what the people in the stands are thinking, watching this game, and it's just pass.
Yeah, like, this is not what we expected. This is not the game we expected. But yeah, it's what they're getting. We're doing it to speed up the game, so we're really making sure that they're not getting their money's worth. We're making this game, only about 2 minutes, and then they gotta go home. They spent all that time parking, and it's only a 2-minute game. Really unfortunate.
This is definitely some kind of political statement, I'm sure.
Yes. This is how I feel like if I went to like a boxing match or some sort of like mixed martial arts, and it was over in the first round. It's like, what did I come here for?
The Nordic team claimed the win. I would have to say that the better team was victorious.
So the Spanish stadium is actually kind of modeled after like a bullfighting arena. That's just, I think it's pretty neat.
From the snow-clad ice road of the Nordic Team Stadium. Olaf Anderson, Roses.
So I gotta say, if they do handle Quidditch in the new Potter game, then RBG needs to have a Quidditch team. I feel like that needs to be added.
That needs to happen. Yeah, I mean, they'd probably make it multiplayer. That would be really cool. I'd love to see it.
I feel like Quidditch would be a great esport, to be honest.
It would be. So I don't know if you've ever seen like Muggle Quidditch. Like most universities seem to have like a Quidditch team. Have you ever seen that?
Oh yeah, I've gone to a few of our local colleges games.
It's really interesting. I've never seen a game in person, but I've like, seen it on YouTube, and I think it looks really neat. I think the one thing I find silly, but I'm sure it's like actually more part of the draw, is that you have to like have the broom between your legs when you're playing. But it's part of the game.
It definitely just adds to the amount of things you have to think about when you're playing, from what I've seen.
A good point.
I think my favorite part is that the snitch is just a guy.
Yeah, oh yeah. A quick guy, but just a guy. And they have to catch him.
My co-commentator will be Jacqueline Richard.
There is much ice here in the Nordic Team National Stadium. I love everything about the ice.
Olaf Anderson, Norm Gustafsson.
I'd go to a game, and instead of rooting for one of the teams, I'm just rooting for the snitch. I want him to have a good time.
Making use of all the space with this beautiful...
It's actually really interesting. A friend of mine went to the place where they filmed all of the Harry Potter movies.
Okay.
And they have a photo op where they have a broom that's suspended off the ground. And it's got like wires that you can't see, so it actually looks like you're flying in pictures.
That's so cool. That would be also cool if they did that, like the Universal Park in Florida.
Yeah, I've not been yet. I want to go. It's on my list.
I haven't been either. I'd love to. I've gone to Orlando a couple times to go to Disney World.
Yeah, I'm a theme park junkie. One benefit of being in a wheelchair is you typically get to the front of the line. So, like, everybody wants to take me to theme parks, so I just became, like, a theme park fan. And nothing beats a good roller coaster.
Oh, yeah.
Except maybe flying on a broomstick. I've not tried that yet.
The freedom, I think, from flying in a broomstick would be amazing. Have you gone to, like, the Star Wars, what is it called, Galaxy's Edge, I think, at Disney World? Have you gone to that?
I'm going in February.
That should be
I'm
exciting.
gonna be spending a week at Disney in February.
Oh, that'll be exciting. I haven't gone to that yet. I've gone to Disney, but before Galaxy's Edge opened up.
This victory is fabulous!
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Hopefully, be there for the 50th and everything. So, because Disney World's 50th anniversary is October 1st, 4 days before my birthday.
For today's game, my co-commentator will be
That'll be some event. I'm sure the fireworks will be amazing.
And before anybody asks, no, it's not my 50th birthday. Not that old yet.
So this is the French Stadium. It is loosely based on the Palace of Versailles. So I really like the architecture here. They did a pretty good job on all the stadiums. Actually, I would say probably aesthetically, my least favorite is the Nordic. So unfortunately, it's the fastest. We have to see just the cold, icy terrain 8 different times.
I'd like to suggest a category that should be made for this game. I think there should be a category where you change costumes for each team that you face. So you should definitely have to like put on a beret for facing the French team.
I love that. We do a different like speedrun marathon for just the Harry Potter game community called Potterthon. This will be next month. I'll have to suggest that. We typically do a race for Quidditch World Cup. So like be me with 3 other different runners, and we'll all play different teams typically. Last year, I ended up playing the American team, as I was the only American runner. I believe all of my fellow runners were from Europe, so I had to represent the home country.
I always find it interesting that they describe the American version of Quidditch being far more violent.
I mean, just like American football, that'll give it to you there.
Yeah, apparently in American Quidditch, the quaffle explodes.
As it should. I expect nothing less. Now we're facing the Japanese team back in my own home stadium. This horrible arena. It is nice looking in its own right, but seeing it all of these times, I'm sure it gets old. I believe this is the 15th game. We'll know for sure. Like there's no mystery. The last game is always at the Bulgarian National Stadium, like I said before, I think. So it won't be a surprise.
I love how on point the announcers are. They need to keep hold of the quaffle. That ranks up there with the team that scores the most points will win this game.
They're really roasting you. Like, come on, really? He messed up.
He knows exactly where his teammates are and always finds them.
So, or I think they'll say something like, they need to keep better possession or something like that. I'm like, I know. I'm trying my best.
I want a special mode of this where it's just John Madden.
See, that's not necessarily the case. Like I was saying, if you, the standings aren't the team that wins. It's the team that has the most points. Like, yeah, I have 15 wins and 0 losses. 3rd place. Yeah, so this is going to be the last game. So when I catch the snitch, that will be time. I will call out when I'm about to catch it. Not yet. You got about a minute and a half, I think.
Hello there! This is Ludo Bagman speaking to you from the... Over to you, Arnold! Today's match comes to you from the Gothic splendor of Bulgarian National Stadium. Lord Gustafsson. Olaf Anderson. Passes.
The AI is quite difficult to manipulate in this game, because you have to manipulate your own teammates to be in a good, to be close, enough to make a quick pass, and sometimes they don't even get selected. And then you also have to deal with the opponent's AI. You have to make sure they don't get in the way of your passes. So that's definitely the difficulty in this run. Doing this portion of it. We get through it. So we are about to head into the snitch catching. So we're entering this, so we should be getting to time in about 15 or 20 seconds. And I'll call it once I catch it.
She steals the bottle. Passes it off. Anderson.
This pass is pretty long.
He is blazing.
I think it's between this and the United States, the longest.
Hansen with the pass. Gustafsson.
Really
Good pass. Olaf
good
Anderson.
game, and that's time right there.
Nicely done.
Okay. Under the estimate, but I can get a good few minutes above my personal best, but that's okay. Oh, well, I mean, I guess I'm glad it was fine most of it then. It was a silver lining. It was fine for most of the run. Alright, so we're going to see the final standings right here. 16-0 in game victories, and I am below in the standings of team that went 8-8. So this is why it would be very annoying for us to have to win the actual event. And it would consider it a finish run. Is there any donations that need to be read, or?
I'm not seeing any, but if you could let us know, like, where people might want to go if they were interested in running this game, or where we can see more content.
Yeah, I would suggest going to the speedrun.com leaderboards on this game. From there, you can find a Discord link to just the general Harry Potter speedrunning community. There's a whole bunch of games. There's a game on PC or console for every single movie. They each have a game, and then there's others like side games like this one. So that's always a good thing to go for. If you want to follow me, I'm on Twitter at Redrum_LOL. Yeah, it's definitely a really good time speedrunning this game. For y'all, make sure to donate. Make sure to pick up that shirt.
And I am your Muggle host, Kamicat86. Thank you for modifying the stream there for me. And up next, we've got Doritos Crash Course by Tempest Fast. So stick around for that, and we will be right back.